2, go.
Hey guys, my name is Roger with Eclectic Nerdz, and we are here for our second installment of our segment, Eclectic Nerdz Exposed, where you get to see a little bit more of our collection and get to know a little bit more about ourselves. I started reading comics and I was maybe about 6 years old. I can't honestly tell you like what the first comic was that I read, but they started with Spider-Man for sure. Went on to the X-Men series. I still remember like my first Gambit Hollow issue. I don't even remember what issue it was, but I remember it had like the cool little the Gambit Hollow who's like up there, the Frenchman. So started off with that. As I got older, I kind of stepped away from comics because like I began reading like other books and just going through the motions of school. And while I was in middle school and high school, I played a lot of soccer. So comics were kind of like on the back burner, but music was like really at the forefront of what I love to do. One of the things that really did stick with me was not only electronic music and like just rock. I used to listen to like rap, still do actually listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Tokyo Police Club, Bombay Bicycle Club, Los Campesinos, different stuff, just a whole like collection of different genres, right? Like I had this little apparatus that most of you might remember in 2008 called a Zoom by Microsoft. It had like 8, 16, and 32 gigs. I had one of each at one point or another, and they were each filled with music, and then like it put it on shuffle. It would go from Metallica to Hannah Montana to different types of things. Like I can't even tell you, but everybody enjoyed listening to it, and that's what I was known for, was music. And one of my favorites personally is hip hop, the genre that is hip hop, the culture that is hip hop. One of my favorite hip hop groups, one of the groups that have influenced me the most, is the Wu-Tang. So this is the Wu-Tang manual, where RZA himself, the head of Wu-Tang Industries, the entity that is Wu-Tang, he goes in and he talks about the different philosophies of the Wu-Tang and like what they talk about in the music, as well as is like there's biographies and stuff over the different members and like what catchphrases and what like other nicknames, aliases. And the cool thing about Wu-Tang is that many of the members reference themselves as comic book characters, right? So like Ghostface, he calls himself Pretty Tony, referencing Tony Stark from Iron Man. And the cool thing about the Wu-Tang is they compare themselves to Voltron. So if you don't know what Voltron is, it's an 80s cartoon turned comic that revolves around 5 heroes that pilot giant robots that come together to form a giant robot. So they compare it to the RZA to the head, and Inspector Deck to like different parts, and each one has their specified their area of expertise, right? So that's one of the cool things that really inspired me to be a part of something like Eclectic Nerdz, and for me to be a person of all trades, right? So not just stick to one thing, but just be involved in many different things, as you can see before you. So like moving on from that, I also have the Killing Joke. Is one of my favorite story arcs with one of my favorite villains, the Joker, and it also has one of my favorite panels of all time, which is this one right here, where he actually goes crazy and he has the Haas in the back. And I found a statue of it in San Antonio that I wanted to buy. My wallet had a conversation with me and said no, so I do not have it yet, but I will. Following that, just another one of my favorite heroes is the Beast from X-Men. So I have my original 1994 Beast figurine with my Spider-Man Beast Team Up issue right there. And if you don't know me already, if you haven't seen the previous episodes of Nerds at the Watchtower, please go check them out, and you will find out that I'm a huge symbiote fan. And my favorite symbiote is Carnage. So here we have my Marvel Select Carnage figurine, the baby Carnage in the corner next to my 10-inch original 94 Carnage, next to the original 10-inch Venom from 94, and the Funko Pops of all these symbiotes available right now, as well as this cool little guy right here. So when I was in college, I took a color theory class, and one of our projects was to paint this figurine called the Money. So it's a blank vinyl figurine, and we were chosen to pick a color scheme for it, so I chose a monochromatic red, and I decided to model it after Carnage. So you can see right here, he's got, it's a candy skull version of Carnage, and if you look on the side, his arm is missing, but if you look on the side, he's got little upside down crosses. So, I drew inspiration from that, and it's just, I see a lot of myself in Carnage, if that says anything, if that means anything to anybody. I'm not particularly a sociopath person or a sociopathic person or a psychopathic person, but I do like that he just does whatever he wants to do. I appreciate his insanity. I appreciate his little catchphrases like "let's paint everything red." I am the embodiment of evil, right? You know, just everything that he represents and just how like quirky of a character that he is. And here I have my Venom Lethal Protector, issue number 1, signed by the creator Mark Bagley and the cover artist Sam De La Rosa, so shout out to Sam. And Carnage trade paperback, as well as the original 94 run of the Carnage series. It's also signed by Mark Bagley. First appearance of Carnage and first appearance of Cletus Cassidy. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that I have in my symbiote collection, right? Like 2 of my favorite covers for the recent Carnage series, the recent Carnage run, as well as my Maximum Carnage trade paperback, also signed by Sam De La Rosa. And recently at Watchtower, we had the opportunity to meet Mr. Claudio Sanchez himself, author of the Emery Wars. So this is a special moment for me because I've been reading this comic for the past maybe 10 years, 15 years, and I got my trades signed. It's an awesome series if you haven't already picked it up. The trades are kind of hard to find. They're pretty rare because they're old, but they do have the new run, the Good Apollo Burning Star 4 that came out recently, so check that out. And my Walking Dead first issue, the re-released first issue of Walking Dead. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. Again, if you haven't seen Nerds at the Watchtower, check it out, because we do go into depth and we talk about The Walking Dead and my love for The Walking Dead. So I've been reading that comic for years as well, and I appreciate what the show has done, and I appreciate where the comic has gone and where it's going right now. So again, if you haven't picked it up, pick it up and then talk to me, give a comment below, we can have a conversation about it. Also, one of the biggest things that I really do love and has shaped my life is the Power Rangers, just because, you know, it's something that I've grown up with. So my favorite thing about the Power Rangers was always the villains, specifically Mr. Goldar. He's my favorite, one of my favorites, just because of his history of being the, you know, the Simian warrior prince of his planet, and he's just, you know, he's all around badass, as you can see on this cover. So I have a couple with, you know, Babu, different people in Rita's camp, including Lord Zed himself. And I think my all-time favorite cover of this series is this one right here, the Power Rangers. So if you flip the page, it's a transparency, and you can see Rita with the entirety of the Death Row Records label that is the Moon Empire. So that's that right there. I didn't really know what to bring for my collection just because I'm into so many things, but these are kind of like the staples of what I really care about and what made me the nerd that I am today. So if you like what you saw, leave a comment below and we can have a conversation about it. So again, my name is Roger with Eclectic Nerdz. This has been our second installment of Eclectic Nerdz Exposed, and we're out.
Hey, alright, this is Lee with Eclectic Nerdz. Right now we're going to do rapid speed fire questions under a minute. Let's see how many you can do. Let's go!
First up, Justice League or Avengers?
Avengers.
Right. Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Peter.
What's your favorite storyline in all of comics? Who's your favorite Guardians character?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Rocket.
Okay. Alien or Predator?
Alien.
Luke or Anakin? Bane or Solomon?
Bane.
Wu-Tang or NWA?
Wu-Tang.
And favorite rapper? Come on, man. Come on now.
Nas.
All right. What's the worst superpower to have?
Worst superpower?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pass.
Okay. We'll come back. All right. Who's your favorite Power Ranger?
Tell me.
Okay. Captain America or Iron Patriot?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh. Okay.
I passed. I did the first ever pass.
Oh, he did do a pass. Oh, well.
You did the first ever pass.